presentation titled Flaws in the Education System, where we'll be discussing problems in the United States and globally that affect children who are trying to get or not receiving a quality education. First, we'll start off with problems in the United States' education system.
And funding, there are three types of percentages. One is 47% that comes from the state, and the second percentage is 45% and it comes from the local government. And the rest is left from the federal government. School fundings can really be an issue for students, for example. In high income schools, they get better supplies to help them learn better. While in low income schools, they do not get enough money and they do not get enough supplies to help the students learn. We need more teachers in a classroom or in school in general to help the students learn. If we do not have enough teachers to teach certain subjects in the classroom, then the students will end up not wanting to go to school, transitioning over to the problems dealt with globally.
Poverty is the biggest problem surrounding the education system. In developing countries, there is almost no funding that goes toward education, and because of that, there are hardly any schools or classrooms available for children to learn in. Another thing that lack of funding has caused is there are little to no materials that are needed, like textbooks, workbooks, exercise sheets, etc. Hunger and poor nutrition also has an effect on children in underdeveloped countries, because not having access to nutritious food can lead to malnutrition, which can stunt a brain's development. Lastly, some countries who do have schools only have so many, and children who attend them usually have to walk long distances from their homes just so they can get a chance to get educated. Another problem surrounding the education system is teachers. Schools in countries around the world have noticed that there is a lack of people wanting to become educators. According to edify.org, over the last 25 years, the number of enrollments in primary schools in the sub-Saharan region in Africa have risen due to government efforts. The number of teachers has not, and the teacher-to-student ratio is 42 to 1. Another problem that is that teachers that there are underqualified and underprepared. For example, in Ethiopia, only 43% of primary school teachers were adequately trained. Something that is in close association with teachers being underqualified is that because they are not trained properly, they are not providing quality education. Over 130 million students in these countries who have untrained teachers haven't learned basic reading, writing, or math skills.
Finally, we offer possible solutions and share things that are actively trying to be done.
Some things we suggest are reducing the cost of education. For example, in some African countries, they have gotten rid of school fees for children to be able to attend schools, and they saw a rise in enrollment. Another suggestion would be to offer school lunch programs for all students because 66 million children worldwide are malnourished and don't get enough food. And providing lunch to students would ensure they are fed and would possibly encourage them to be at school regularly to be able to receive meals. Another suggestion we would have would be to encourage the involvement of parents, because according to Waterford.org and over 50 different studies, parental involvement in a child's education would increase their self esteem, grades, and social skills. Another suggestion would be to provide proper and updated training for teachers.
The Tech Campaigning, which is an initiative by the U.S. Department of Education, which is designed to raise awareness of the teaching profession. Another initiative is REACH, the Harvard Graduate School of Education that collaborate with educators and policymakers who, in setting of migration or displacement, will still have access to inclusive and quality education. E-learning is another initiative program in Africa that provides education opportunities to children whose schooling has been interrupted due to violence. Literacy, education, and math labs is a program in Colombia, Panama, and the Dominican Republic that was designed to provide the important basic reading, math, and writing skills for children. Lastly, another initiative is the Sarapa Vocational School is a educational project that provides of education for job training for generations now and to come.